All right, happy Sunday, Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are going to play another game with test teams of the version 2 new engine of Glory Days football. And again, this is two of the all-time great teams, which will come with the base game. So first game we played, 72 Miami took care of 2000 Baltimore, 21-0. Tough defensive battle. Baltimore made mistakes and Miami capitalized. So we're going to throw a little bit more potent of an offensive threat at Miami today in the 1990 Bills. So we're going to get right underway, and I'll be the hybrid mode, of course, and I will be keeping stats as we go. So let's get things started. Miami has already decided to receive the opening kickoff, and we are underway. So for the Bills, they have a kickoff rating of C. Miami's kickoff return is B. And roll of 5. It's going to go down to the goal line, and Miami on the return, they're going to get a 36-yard return off of that. So first down, or I should say simulated drive will take place from their own 36. And in defensive and offensive ratings, Miami has a drive offense of 9. Buffalo's drive defense is 8. That means Miami's drives will take place in the +1 column of the drive chart right here. And for Buffalo, they have a 9 offense. Miami's defense is a 10. So Buffalo will start their drives in the -1 row of the game chart. So here we go. Miami needs 31 or better to have a successful drive. 83. And 83, that's going to be a big play to start things off. So 18 on the big play, and again, you take the big play results from the third when they come off the drive column, at least from the third and 3 to 5 column. Roll of 19, that's going to be a big play to Stowe, and he is actually a very solid receiver. He has a rating of D. So re-rolling on the big play chart, and so you see Stowe with a rating of D here. That is going to be a fairly solid gain, regardless of what he rolls. And 6, that's going to be a D20 plus 30 yards on the big play. So 13, that is going to be a 43-yard completion. To Stowe. And again, I'm keeping stats, so I'll be going a little bit slower here. So that's going to get it all the way down to the 21-yard line of Buffalo, and Miami comes out chucking the rock, Earl Morale, and one sec here. All right. I just want to make sure my stats are lining up here as they should. Okay. All right, we are set and into play-by-play mode. So Miami, they are a run-heavy team, of course led by Larry Zonka, Mercury Morse, and Jim Kick, and they're going to come right out and run the ball to Larry Zonka on first down. And trench control, white for the offense, red for the defense. A 6, that's going to be 1 star, and 3 on the run defense, that's going to be a defensive win. And a 2 is going to go off of Buffalo's run chart, which is the K chart. So again, going back to the charts here. All right, K chart and a roll of 0, and K0, that is going to be a 2-yard gain for Larry Zonka. So 2nd down and 8. Morrill brings the team up to the line of scrimmage, and again, they're from the 19-yard line of Buffalo, and 18 on 2nd down. That is going to be a pass play to Paul Warfield. I'm sorry, pass play to Marv Fleming. And trench control ratings are 4. We're going to have a possible penalty as well. So 4 is 1 star, and 4 is 1 star. It's going to be a stalemate. And an 8 on the roll, that is going to be on the stalemate column, an incomplete pass. Let's see what the penalty is. Miami 1-8 and 19 or 18-20 actually. No penalty on that, so that is going to be 2nd down or 3rd down. 3rd and 8 now for the Dolphins. Buffalo is going to be expecting a pass here, so it will be -1 for the trench control roll off the offense, or actually +1, sorry. So it's going to be a 5 and 2. It's going to be a defensive win. And a defensive win for Buffalo, that is going to be a possible interception. And 19, the pass is going to be intended for Stowe. So again, you'll go to his yardage column on the receiving chart. So Stowe, again, rating of D, and D7 is going to be an 18-yard gain. So that's going to be down to the 1-yard line. I'm sorry, it's 18 yards. It's down to the 1-yard line. If it's picked, it'll be incomplete if it's not picked off. So interception rating, Earl Morale, is 1-10, and Buffalo is going to add a couple to that. So 1-12, it is picked. 20, it falls incomplete. And Miami, after a big play to start the game, is now going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. Gary Yepremian steps onto the field. This is going to be a 36-yarder. And for Miami, it's 0-86, and kick is up, and it is good. Miami jumps out to a quick 3-0 lead here in the opening drive of the game, and they'll kick off now to Buffalo. Special teams, Buffalo is a C on the kickoff return. Miami's a C kicking off, no penalty. 6C, that's going to be down to the goal line, and a 4C on the return. That's a 15-yard return. Buffalo going to start off deep in their own territory. As we go to the drive sim portion. And again, Buffalo is going to go off the -1 column on the drive chart. We have way too many windows open here, but again, I want to keep stats on this. This is an actual testing game that's going to help with the tweaking and design as we move forward. So coming out of the gate, it's going to be a run to Thurman Thomas. And roll of 1 is going to be 2 stars. Roll of 2 on the defense is going to be 2 stars. We got a stalemate. And roll of 8, Thurman Thomas is a G. I'm sorry, I'm doing the drive portion. Ignore me. -1, 88. That is going to be a potential drive kill, which means this is a new feature in this version, which means just another added thing. It incorporates penalties into the simulated portion of drives in hybrid or quick play mode. So the drive itself, if successful from the 15, roll of 4, would be 7 plays, 60 yards. Penalty now 9 or less, and we're going to have a drive kill, and it is not. So 7 plays, 60 yards for Buffalo. So good answer, and that's going to be all the way down to the Miami 25 as we jump into play-by-play mode. And 2d6 roll on the down and distance scenario. It's going to be Miami's defense is a 10. It is going to be actually 3rd and 10 from there. So a big play, and Buffalo now is staring at a 3rd down. At the Miami 25-yard line, 3rd and long, and it is going to be attempted run play, and Jim Kelly is going to take it on the quarterback draw, forced to scramble. Roll of 1, and again with the run play, it's a -1. That 1 is as low as you can get, so it's going to be an offensive win. And for Jim Kelly, roll of 6. Kelly is an L on his play-by-play run, so L6, and that's going to be short of a 1st down. In fact, only a 3-yard gain for Kelly. It's going to make it 4th and 7 from the 22, and this is going to be a field goal attempt for Buffalo. Scott Norwood. This will be a 39-yard attempt, and Norwood 30 to 39 is 0 to 61, and right down the middle. So Buffalo marches right back. And we are tied at 3 now. Miami's set to receive the kickoff. All right, Buffalo tees it up, and that's going to be down to the goal line. Miami a 0 on the return. That is going to be a big play. So Miami definitely getting the advantages of the big play here early in this one. Roll of 6, and Miami is B, going to the big play return chart. And that is going to be a 49-yard return. So 1 yard short of midfield, where Miami starts their simulated drive portion. .31 or better, and they're going to get stopped this time as Buffalo stiffens up. That's only going to be 3 plays and 2 yards. So they get to the Buffalo 49 where they are stopped, and Miami's going to have to kick this one away. So wasting a excellent opportunity there on that great kickoff return. Punting team's going to be coming onto the field, and Buffalo will have the last possession of the first quarter next, as Miami's punting is a C, Buffalo's punt return is a D, not too stellar there. 99, and that is going to be bad news. 99 is going to be a block. So Buffalo's block rating, as you can see, is a 99, which is what was rolled. So on the big play, or on the blocked kick return, I should say. So you take the 2d6 in that case, and 6, that's how many yards behind the line of scrimmage it is blocked. So on the 45 of Miami, and we will do the return now. All right, block kick return, roll of 8, and that is going to be a 1d20 on the return. And that's 20 yards, so that's back down to the Miami 25-yard line, and Buffalo starts right away in play-by-play mode there. So 1st and 10 for the Bills, and Jim Kelly brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. All right, First play out the gate is going to be a run to Thurman Thomas, and trench control roll there is 1 and 3. So Miami does have a little bit of a weaker run defense, very strong against the pass, but that's 1 star, and it's going to be an offensive win at the line of scrimmage. So Thomas, G4, and G4 is going to be a 6-yard gain. Down to the 19-yard line, that's going to make it 2nd down and 4. So playbook is open here for the Buffalo Bills, and 17. This is going to be a pass attempt to Thomas out of the backfield. And 3 and 6 pass offense. That's going to be 2 stars and going to be 1 star on the pass defense. Another win, but 9s again, and 9 does not bode well for Kelly, even with the win. Now here on the offensive plus. This will be a potential sack, but it's going to be complete if he is not sacked. So first of all, again, the pass was intended for Lofton. We will resolve the sack and then go. It's going to be a big play too if Kelly is not sacked and Lofton catches it. So lots going on here, and Kelly's sack rating is 1 to 8, +1 for Miami, 9 or less, and he evades the sack, gets it away, and that's going to be a big play to Lofton as indicated. So we will re-roll a 1d10, go to the big play passing chart, and again, Lofton is an E, so this is probably, well, this will be a touchdown regardless of what the result is. 5, that's a 33-yarder. Touchdown strike, Kelly to Lofton, and Green Bay, after not being scored upon in their opening contest here, finds himself down now. It's going to be extra point pending, 9-3. Norwood, 0 to 95. Kick is up and good, and Buffalo takes a 10-3 lead over your 1972 Miami Dolphins, and that brings the first quarter to a close. So a very eventful first quarter. Let's take a look at our stats here. So first quarter stats, Buffalo, 6 rushing attempts for 26 yards and 4 passing for 61, total of 87 yards. Miami threw it a little bit more. They have 3 rushing attempts for 11 yards and 5 passing attempts for 36. So second quarter will be underway, and Earl Morrill only 1 for 3 in that quarter outside of the big play to start the game. Not much going on there. They're going to have to improve that. I think they'll go back to the ground here as they get ready to start quarter number 2. And it's going to be a touchback, so Miami will take over on the 25 for their simulated portion of the drive. Again, 31 or better, and 96. That is going to be a potential interception. So Miami dealing with what they dealt with, or what they made Baltimore, I should say, or deal with in their opening game. So possible interception, and the D20 roll. Interception yards is going to be 5 plays, 34 yards. So down to the 41, and interception rating for Morale. Or Morrill, I should say, sorry. Earl Morrill, his interception rating is 1 to 10 +2 for Buffalo, 12 or less, 13, and that is not picked off. So Miami, they're going to have a successful drive out of that as they avoid the turnover, go into play-by-play mode at the Buffalo 35-yard line. Here we go. Actually, I'm sorry, 41-yard line. So let's see if the Dolphins go back to the ground here. I'm thinking they probably will. And to open things up, and Don Shula going to have Jim Kick come in the game. Jim Kick, more of the short yardage back in this offense. All right, and trench control roll 4 and a 3 for the Dolphins. Their run offense is a 4 and run defense is a, 2 stars each. So it's going to be a stalemate. And Kick's run rating is a J. All right, so J on the stalemate, and Jim Kick, roll of 3. That's going to be a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. From the Buffalo 38-yard line, and 9, they are going to stay on the ground. Mercury Morris is going to get a touch finally. 1's going to have a potential penalty. And that is going to be also a stalemate. So 5, and Mercury Morris is a J-rated back, or E-rated back, I'm sorry. E5 on the stalemate, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain. Let's see if there is a penalty, however. 8 or less for the Dolphins, and no penalty, so 5-yard gain. And that's going to make a very manageable 3rd down and 2. This is the situation that Miami loves to be in. All right, play call on 3rd and 2. Buffalo crowding the lines of scrimmage. And again, with the yellow highlighted here, that means defense is expecting to run. It's going to be a +1 to the result, 5s for both. And it's going to be 1 star on the run offense and 1 star on the run defense. Another stalemate, also another potential penalty. And ball carrier there is going to be Mercury Morris again. Roll of 6 on the stalemate column. That's 2 yards, so we're going to have to do a measurement. He's right at the sticks, but let's resolve that penalty first. And then we will measure for the 1st down. 18, that's going to be against Buffalo. So Buffalo looks like they may have gotten the stop, but they're going to have a penalty here, and 20. It's going to be a targeting, and that's going to add 15 to the end of that run. So from there all the way down to the 16-yard line, Miami with a 1st and 10. And 15 going to be Jim Kick once again. And again, another potential penalty. It's going to be a stalemate check. And 8H on the stalemate column. That's going to be a 2-yard gain. Let's check the penalty again. 19, another penalty on the Bills. My goodness. So 3 this time, and that is going to be offsides. Miami's going to take that. Makes it 1st down and 5 as Buffalo shooting themselves in the foot on this drive. And this will be a run play by the Dolphins to Jim Kick. Once again, they're liking Kick early in this one. 1 star and 5 stars. It's going to be an offensive win and a roll of 0. We're going to have a big play for Jim Kick. And Kick on the J column. You see there 0. Big play, go to the big play charts, and 4. 4J, that is going to be a 22-yard run. That turns instead into an 11-yard touchdown jaunt. So Jim Kick scampers in from 11 yards out. Miami stayed almost exclusively on the ground in this drive. And pending extra point here. Looks like we are going to be tied early in the 2nd quarter at 95. Kick is up, and that's missed. Carol Yepremian shanks it. So just outside the left upright, and that makes the score 10-9 now here in the 2nd quarter. And I just need to record my touchdown here. Kick on the touchdown, and Buffalo's first one Went to Lofton. All right, let's go. Buffalo, their first possession of the second quarter. Miami kicks it away and again sees for both. One, that's going to be a touchback, so Buffalo is going to start their first drive of the second quarter on their 25 as well. And Buffalo needs 35 or better, and they get barely 35 or better. All right, roll of 4 from the 25-yard line, and that is going to be 5 plays and 39 yards on the drive. So down to the 41-yard line of the Dolphins, and a down and distance situation 7. That's going to be 1st and 10. So that worked out well for the Bills as they jump into play-by-play mode. Jim Kelly has the offense at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to come out and try and throw the ball here on 1st down. This is intended for Thomas again out of the backfield. It's going to be an offensive win. Roll of 2, that's complete, and 7 for Thomas. He is an L. And that is going to be a gain of 14 yards. So Thurman Thomas, a nice gain there. It's going to be another 1st down to the Miami 22-yard line. (16) And Kelly coming to Thomas again out of the backfield. This time it's going to be a stalemate result. And roll of 4, that is still going to be complete to Thomas, and a roll of 0. No big play because it comes off the stalemate chart. That would have been a big play if it had come off the pass game chart, but instead that's still going to be a solid 13-yard gain. So Thurman Thomas giving Miami fits out of the backfield. That's going to bring up a 1st and goal for Buffalo from the 9-yard line. And again, we saw Miami just shut Baltimore down, but Buffalo moving the ball fairly effectively early in this one. And they're going to give the ball to Thurman Thomas here on the 1st and goal try. 6 on the run defense, going to be no stars, and 2 stars, it's going to be an offensive win. And of course, Thurman Thomas with a G, roll of 7. And that's only going to be 3 yards though. So down to the 6, or down to the, 6. 2nd down and goal to go from the 6-yard line. Kelly's got the play, and 17 on 2nd down. Kelly is going to target Thurman Thomas. He's like Thurman coming out of the backfield this entire game so far. So 2 stars for Baltimore or Buffalo, and on the defense, 1 star going to be another win. 2, that's complete, and 9 to Thomas. That's going to get into the end zone, as you can see here. L9 is a big play. So we really don't even have to roll that. We know it's going to be a touchdown from there. So 6-yard touchdown strike from Kelly to Thomas. And Buffalo right back in the lead. Thurman Thomas, the star of that drive, definitively, as they have taken the lead once again. Extra point. Kick is up and good. So no drama for Norwood in this one. It's now 17-9 in the second quarter, midway through the second quarter. Miami needs to keep pace. right, here we go. Kickoff. And 8. That is going to be down to the 5-yard line. And 4 on the return. It's going to be a 36-yard return. So Miami, good field position again. They start at their own 40. And simulated drive. Again, Miami 31 or better, and they're going to be stopped again. So Buffalo, they're the ones playing defense early in this one, and a roll of 7. I'm sorry, 13. 13, that's 3 plays, 6 yards. So Miami is going to be forced to punt once again. So Miami, they're the ones who came into this game with the vaunted defense, and it has been Buffalo so far that's outplaying them on that side of the ball. As Buffalo now set to have their second possession of the second quarter. There will be one more before halftime. So punt team in, Buffalo again is C, Miami C, Buffalo D on the return, and 0. Much better punt this time. That's a 50-yarder, and that goes all the way back to the 4-yard line, and they're going to try and return it from there. So 5D on the return, and that is going to be no return. It dies at the 4-yard line. So Buffalo has their work cut out for them here as they start their next simulated drive from the 5. Need 35 or better, and 68, and Jim Kelly shredding the Dolphins today. They're going to have a successful drive there, and 8. It's going to be 3 plays, 54 yards, and an automatic first down, so down to the Miami 42-yard line. And into play-by-play mode we go. Jim Kelly up to the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they can extend this lead. Shocking the 72 Dolphins so far in this one. It's going to be a potential penalty, a run to Thomas, and 4s for both. That is going to be a 100% stalemate. Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually a win for Buffalo. Never mind. And 6 for Thurman Thomas G is going to be a 7-yard gain. Let's check the penalty though. And there is indeed a penalty on Buffalo, and that has been the thing that has hurt them in this game so far. 14, and that is going to be a holding call. So 1st and 20 now, and behind the sticks you go off the 3rd and 6+ column. There is no adjustment, however. So 3rd and 6, and it is going to be 7 will be a pass play intended for Reed. And 5 on the offensive roll, that is going to be 1 star. 6 on the defensive roll, that's 1 star. So we have a stalemate. Still going to be complete though, and Reed's going to make the catch. Rating of J on the stalemate, and that is going to be a 15-yard gain. So that makes it 2nd down and 5. From the 37-yard line of Miami. Back to our normal play matrix as they are no longer behind the sticks, and this is going to be looks like a run play to Davis, and a 5 is a 1-star result, and 4 is a 1-star result, another stalemate. Davis, his run rating is a G. So G7, and G7 is going to be a 4-yard gain. It's going to make it 3rd down and 1. So Miami's defense needs to rise up to get a stop here. Play call 14, and 14 is going to be a run to Davis again. Thurman Thomas getting a blow on the sidelines. And roll of 3 is going to be 2 stars. Roll of 4 on the it's 4s for both with the adjustment. It's still going to be 2 stars, and for the Dolphins, it's going to be a Buffalo win at the line of scrimmage, so their bigger offensive line imposing their will. And 8G, that's a 5-yard gain. 1st down for the Bills. 1st down now on the Miami 28-yard line. 27-yard line. All right, Kelly up to the line of scrimmage. 11, that is going to be a run to Mueller. So Miami unable to stop this ground gain as Buffalo cycles backs in and out. That's going to be 1 star and no stars on the defensive result. Another win for the offense. And this is going to be another big play. Mueller, a K-rated runner. So 9 is the big play, and 0, which we'll use off the big play chart. K0, that's a 10-yard gain, so it's going to be another 1st down to the 17-yard line. Kelly up to the line of scrimmage, and Thurman Thomas is back in the game, and he's going to get the rock here. It's going to be a 4, which for run offense is going to be 2 stars, and 6. Run offense is going to be no stars, and 4 is going to be 1 star. That will be a defensive win, and that was needed. So defensive win and a roll of G0, and that's going to still be a 6-yard gain, though, as Thurman Thomas dragging tacklers with him. 2nd down and 4. Kelly up to the line of scrimmage, and 6 is going to be another run, feeding the rock to Thomas now. Possible penalty, and this will be a stalemate. So 7G on the stalemate, and that's going to be a 4-yard gain. Let's check the penalty now. And again, Buffalo 1-9, no penalty. So we're going to have a 1st and goal now at the 8-yard line. And again, you only use the optional measurement rule in 3rd and 4th down. So 1st and goal to go. It's going to be another run to Thomas. I'm not doing a very good job entering stats as I go. All right, another run to Thomas, and so on the roll, that is going to be a roll of 5. That's 1 star on the defensive chart, and roll of 6 on the offense. No stars. It's going to be another defensive win. And roll of 8, and Miami has rolled a stuff. So I think that's the first we've had in any of the play testing that I've broadcast. So what happens there, when the run defense wins, you first go to this run defense row here. 0 to 7, you use their defense's run rating. 8 or 9 in the case of Miami is a stuff. So we get to see the stuff chart for the first time in this one. So stuff chart, and it goes by the team's stuff rating. Miami's stuff rating is a C, so we go out of the C column here. And the second D6 or D10 is a 6, which means that is a minus 4-yard gain. So back to the 12-yard line, second down and goal from the 12. It's Thomas. Met in the hole on that one. Second down behind the sticks, going off the 3rd and 6+ column again. All right, so 8, that's going to be a pass intended for Reed. It's going to be another stalemate, and a roll of 2. That's going to be complete to Reed. So Jim Kelly, who I don't think he is not thrown in a completion of play-by-play mode, as he hits Reed, rating J. And roll of 8, that is going to be a 19-yard gain, and that's going to be a touchdown. So 12-yard touchdown strike from Kelly to Reed. And Buffalo extends their lead once again, or further, I should say. And extra point pending. Kick is up and good, and that now makes it 24-9 Miami. One more drive in this first half. And things not at all going as Miami expected. Total yardage, 252 to 108 in favor of the Bills at this time. So that vaunted no-name defense not getting it done against Buffalo as they're set to kick it off, and it's going to be a touchback. Miami starts on their own 25, and they need to make something happen on this drive. So again, going from the +1 column, need 31 or better. Finally, they get a good drive, and they're going to have a 1st and 10 at the end of it. 14, that's going to be 5 plays, 43 yards. And that's all the way down to the 32-yard line of Buffalo, and they jump into play-by-play mode, 1st and 10, as indicated. All right, play call. They're going to go with what they know. Sticking on the ground, Mercury Morris is going to be the ball carrier. And a roll of 3. That's going to be 2 stars to no stars, an offensive win, and Mercury Morris churning up the middle as he gets 5 yards, 2nd down and 5. Earl Morrill and Shula letting him call the plays himself, which was definitely not uncommon back in those days. In fact, most quarterbacks in that time period did call their own plays in the huddle. And Morrell decides to give it to Larry Zonka. Not much can go wrong with that as defense. It's going to be another offensive win. Actually, I'm sorry, it's going to be a stalemate. So stalemate and Larry Zonka roll of 8F, and 8F on the stalemate is going to be a 3-yard gain. So that makes it 3rd down and 2 for the Dolphins. As the bruising fullback comes back to the huddle. Buffalo crowding the line of scrimmage, and Miami's going to come right at them. It's going to be another run play, and this time it's going to go to Mercury Morris. And Morris, 2 stars, 2 stars, stalemate, and 8 on the stalemate chart. Mercury Morris is an E. And 8E, that's going to be a 5-yard gain, good enough for a 1st down to the Buffalo 20-yard line. First and 10, and we're going to have a little play action, a pass attempt, fake to Zonka, pass attempt intended for Twilly, and Twilly, it's going to be a 7. This will be a stalemate, and it's incomplete. So Morale not having a very stellar day throwing the ball. In fact, right now, he's only 5 for 10 for 80 yards. Second down and 10. And this time going back to the ground game, Jim Kick is going to be the ball carrier. Roll of 4. 2 stars, 2 stars, another stalemate. And for Jim Kick, J4, that is going to be a 6-yard gain though, and Kick running hard, dragging tacklers with him. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Kick so far, 3 carries in play-by-play mode, at least 3 carries for 20 yards. 3rd and 4, playbook is open for Miami, and 20, they're going to throw the ball. And it's going to be intended for a Jim Mandich. And 6, it's going to be no stars. It's going to be a defensive win, roll of 6. And coming off the defensive chart, another incomplete pass for Earl Morrall. So Miami is going to stall at the 14-yard line, and Garo Yepremian back in. This will be a 31-yard attempt. 95, and it is no good. So the first half comes to a close with a missed field goal, and Miami goes in at the break down 24-9. It gets worse. Buffalo's going to get the second half kickoff. And this lead, Miami not built for the comeback, so this lead might be insurmountable as Miami off a 21-0 win over Baltimore, 2000 Baltimore in their first foray here. They are now down 24-9, and kickoff to start the second half. And 8, that's down to the 5-yard line. Roll of 6 on the kickoff return. And it's going to be a 25-yard return, so up to the 30-yard line. Buffalo takes over there. Let's see if Miami will have better luck on this side of the field. All right, again, Buffalo needs 35 or better. Miami needs a stop. And darn it. So we know it's 30-something, 38, and they're going to barely get a successful drive again. They've had a couple of those. So 15 from the 30-yard line, that's going to be 3 plays, 37 yards. Automatic first down. All right, so 67 down to the 33-yard line, and 1st and 10 has Buffalo on the move again. Miami has yet to stop them. 3 touchdowns and a field goal for the Bills. All right, play-by-play mode, and here we go. Kelly. Ooh, we're going to have a potential penalty and 14 on first down. That's going to be a pass intended for Reed. And Miami's pass defense, 1 star. Pass offense, 1 star. It's going to be a stalemate, and 3. That's going to be complete to Reed. And Reed rated a J on the stalemate, and roll of 5. That's going to be a 9-yard gain, but let's check for the penalty now. And Miami gets a break there. It's going to be a penalty on the Bills. And 15 penalty on the offense. That's a holding call. So that puts them back to the 43-yard line. 1st and 20 for the Bills, and again we go from behind the sticks now, so it's in the 3rd and 6+ column as it's more than 6 yards behind the sticks. So 10, and Jim Kelly dials up a pass play intended for Thomas again. He has loved Thurman Thomas out of the backfield in this one. And it's going to be 1 and 2. It's going to be a stalemate. So 4 on the stalemate. That is complete to Thurman Thomas, and roll of 8. 8L, and that is going to be an 11-yard gain for Thurman Thomas. So that makes it 2nd down and 9. Thurman Thomas having a very solid day receiving today. 2nd down, and this is going to be another pass attempt. 16, and Thurman Thomas again. What do you know? And Miami unable to cover him out of the backfield. And on the it's going to be 1 star, and pass defense 1 star. So another stalemate. It's going to be another complete pass. And 3L is going to be a 7-yard completion. So that makes it 3rd down and 2. As the Kelly to Thomas connection continuing to work. 3rd and 2, Miami crowding the box. They desperately need a stop here. And 14, it's going to be a run attempt to Davis in for Thomas, who needed a break. Davis, the short yardage back here. And roll of 4 on run offense is 2 stars. 2 stars going to be a stalemate. And Davis, G. Or I'm sorry, that's actually a defensive win. I did not add the +1 to the roll because they're expecting a run. So defensive win, and for Miami, roll of 1, they go to their normal run chart, which is J. And 2J, and that is going to be a 4-yard gain, so still able to pick up the 1st down is Davis, and Buffalo, a new set of downs. Thomas itching to get back in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the Miami 21-yard line, and 14. That is going to be a pass intended for Reed. 2. That is going to be complete, as it is a offensive win. And 0 to Reed on the J. That is going to be a big play. So it just continues to get worse and worse for the Dolphins here. They cannot stop Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly picking them apart. Big play J, and pretty much anything rolled here except a 0 is a touchdown, and that's what they got. So 20-yard strike down to the 1 for Reed. But 1st and goal there, and Buffalo should have no problems at all punching this one in. Kelly up to the line of scrimmage, and 13, and Kelly's going to sneak it. He's going to try himself. It's going to be a 2 stars, 2 stars, a stalemate, and Kelly, who is an L. 5L on the stalemate chart, and that is going to be 4 yards. Kelly, 1-yard quarterback sneak, punches it in, and Buffalo's lead continues to grow. This is turning into an absolute rout. Miami, no answers for the Bills. And definitely, especially after Miami's defensive performance last time out, 100% did not expect this. 94, and Norwood barely banks out one in for the extra point. But that makes the score now 31-9, and after a very low-scoring debut in this testing look as we go through beta testing, this one is turning in, at least on Buffalo's side, to a track meet. So it's going to be a touchback, so Miami starts on their own 25-yard line, and Earl Morale and company needs to make something happen here. As first drive for the Dolphins here in the second half. All right, +1. Miami needs, oops, it didn't even roll. 31 or better. And they're going to get stuffed again. Unbelievable. So 9, Miami. It's going to be 3 and out, 0 yards gained. Unbelievable. And this will be the 3rd punt of the day for the Dolphins. And 96, that was almost blocked again. They are able to get this one off, however, and that is going to be a 40-yard punt. So fielded at the 35 and 9 on the return. I'm sorry, 6 on the return. And 6D, that's going to be a 6-yard gain or 6-yard return up to the 41-yard line as Buffalo. Simulated drive portion. Bills looking to see if they can make it 5 straight touchdowns here. And it's going to be another successful drive. They cannot buy a break. And roll of 2. So 2 from the 41. That's 5 plays, 40 yards. Down to the 19. Down in distance is going to be 1st and 10 with the 7 on the 2D6. So things continuing to go from bad to worse for the Dolphins here. It's Buffalo play-by-play mode. And 11, it's going to be Mueller in. Some backups coming into the game now for Buffalo. And it's going to be 2 stars on the run, 2 stars on the run defense, a stalemate, and 0 on the stalemate for Mueller, who is a K. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. I guess Miami can take that as a moral victory. No pun intended. 2nd down and 8. Kelly gets the signals and checking the play at the line of scrimmage. He's going to audible out of the play called, and instead it's going to be a pass to McKellar. And 4 and 5, it's going to be 2 stars to 1 star, an offensive win, and 1 is going to be complete. McKellar is rated a J. So J4 on the offensive win, that is a 12-yard strike, and that is going to be down to the 5-yard line, 1st and goal again for the Bills. Telling you, Jim Kelly's stats are going to be pretty impressive in this one. Already 2 touchdown strikes. All right, 1st down and goal and 9, and this is going to be a run by Davis. 5 and a defensive win finally. 3, that comes off the stalemate chart. I'm sorry, 3 comes off the regular defensive chart, which is a J for Miami, and a roll of 9J. 3 yards, and we have our first potential fumble, so down to the 2-yard line by Davis. And Miami really, really needs to get this takeaway here. So their fumble rating 1 to 7. Miami is a +5. That bodes well. 12 or less, and Miami gets the huge takeaway at the 3-yard line. So Dolphins and their fans finally something to cheer about as Miami, though they have a long way to go. Let's see if they can have a successful drive. I've said it before, I'll say it again, 31 or better, and they get stopped again. Unbelievable, the Dice Gods hate Miami today. And 11 is going to be 4 plays, 12 yards. So they get it out to the 15-yard line, and they're going to have to punt from there as Buffalo has just come alive defensively. All right, this will be the last drive of the third quarter. So Miami will get 3 drives in the fourth, Buffalo 2. It's not over yet, but it is pretty damn close. As Buffalo is set to punt it away. And C on the punt and punt return respectively. That's going to be, or Miami, I'm sorry, punting it away. That is going to be a 42-yard punt. Fielded at the 43-yard line. And on the return for 4-yard return. So Buffalo takes over at their own 47. The other thing in this game, Buffalo has definitely had the better field position too, overall. Miami did early, but that's definitely shifted the last 3 drives Buffalo has had. They've taken over at their 30, their 41, and their 47. Miami on their last 3 drives, twice at the 25 and 1 at their own 3. So here we go. So 92, and that is going to be another potential fumble for the Bills. So roll of 10, that's 4 plays, 22 yards. They're going to have to kick. Down to the 31, as the K showed up on the fumble result chart. But $12 or less, Miami is not going to have to worry about a kick, but they cannot recover the fumble. So Buffalo 4th down from the 31-yard line. And for Norwood, this would be a 48-yard field goal. They're going to give him a shot. Here we go, from 48 yards out, 0 to 59. Kick is up, and it is no good. Not even close. He hooked that way wide. So third quarter is going to come to an end on that note, and Buffalo up 31 to 9 as we enter the final 15 minutes. Miami has a lot of work to do, and they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion. They're going to have to score 3 touchdowns and get at least a 2-point conversion on one of them, thanks to the missed extra point. So that starts right now as Miami starting the drive from their own 31-yard line. Much better field position than last time. And 84, what do you know? Miami finally, and they get a big play. So 15, that is going to be a big play pass, actually. That's going to Paul Warfield. And Paul Warfield is rated an E, and he's been very, very quiet in this game. So go to the big play chart, and E. Big play pass chart, there is definitely opportunities for a touchdown here. 7 through 9 is what the Dolphins really would like. They get a 0 instead. And that's still a 22-yard gain. They will take that. So that gives them a 1st and 10 at the Miami. Or I'm sorry, Baltimore. 47-yard line, and the big play going in the second half here to Warfield. And Miami into play-by-play mode. Earl Morrall brings the squad up to the line of scrimmage, and 8. They're not going to abandon the run yet, as Mercury Morris is going to be called on here. And that's going to be 2 stars versus 2 stars, a stalemate for Mercury Morris. And And 6E, that is going to be a 2-yard gain. So down to the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 8 for the Fins. Morrill's got the play up to the line of scrimmage, and 12 on 2nd down. That is going to be a run play to Jim Kick. And 4, 2 stars, another stalemate, and 6, Jim Kick is a J. 6J, that's going to be a 4-yard gain. Makes it 3rd down and 4, and Miami has just been completely devoid of big plays in this one. So 3rd down and 4 yards to go. It is going to be a pass intended for Paul Warfield, and he is the big play threat the Dolphins need to break loose now. And on the trench control roll, unfortunately, that's 1 star to 2 stars. It's going to be a defensive win, but 0, it's going to be complete. And that is going to be a potential fumble. Miami. Has not been the Dolphins' day. 9E, that's a 23-yard gain, but the ball is going to go on the ground. Fumbled at the 18-yard line, and Miami. +1 for Buffalo, and 1 to 12 will be a fumble, and Miami loses the ball. Unbelievable. At the 14-yard line, and that drive is stopped, and that pretty much is going to, barring some kind of craziness, spell the end for the Miami 11. That, by the way, breaks a unimpressive string of incompletions, as Miami still only 227 yards of total offense in this one. Buffalo 99, and we are going to the event chart, ladies and gentlemen, which I have to grab. All right, event chart, and let's see what we have here. So 28 on the event roll. Injury to offensive best lineman leaves game. Reduce all offensive ratings by 1 for the rest of the game. All right, so what that means is you will add a roll to all trench control rolls. You will add a 1, and then Buffalo's drive offense now goes to an 8, which means they'll go from the -2 column going forward. And so we will resume, and basically what you do in this situation is just go ahead and replay the drive roll. We're now going to be a little bit tougher. Now Buffalo needs 37 or better, and 34, that would have been a punt in either case, but that still made an impact as Miami's defense finally rises up, and that's going to be 4 plays, 6 yards. So Buffalo gets to their own 24. And this will be the Bills' first punt of the entire game. All right, moving to the midway point of the 4th quarter. Buffalo into punt. Buffalo's punt team in, I should say. And roll of 4C, and that is going to be a 33-yard punt. Going to be fielded at the 43 by the Dolphins, and Dolphins a chance to get good field position here. 5C on their turn. It's going to be a fair catch. So Miami on their own 43-yard line. And 97, God, this is going to be a potential interception. So interception yardage has turned into a very sloppy game in the second half. This is 4 plays, 22 yards, and it will be a kick, 20 from the 35. If the ball is not picked off. So moral, 1 to 10, Buffalo +2, picked off, and we're going to have a return for Buffalo. All right, interception return, and 5, that's going to be a -5-yard return. So Buffalo is going to take over at their own 30 as Earl Morrall. Throws the first interception of this game. Dolphins' second turnover. They have a fumble to go with that as well. And Buffalo has a single fumble. All right, so we have 2 drives left in this. So Buffalo, this is their last drive of the game. Starting at the 30-yard line, and again, that event, going on the -2 row now. And 35, it definitely made a difference that time. It would have been a regular drive. So you see the event comes into play and affects them as it goes from a successful drive to a punt because of that -1 reduction. So 11, that's going to be 4 plays, 12 yards, and Buffalo is going to be content to punt it away from their 42. But again, holding that commanding 31-9 lead. Punt team in for the Bills, and deuces. 2C is going to be a 42-yard punt down to the 16-yard line, and 2 on the punt return is going to be no return. So Miami, the last drive of the game. This game obviously has gone a little slower than it normally would due to my setup and the fact I have to jump back and forth to add stats. But again, this has been an extremely surprising result. Miami's going to have a successful drive here to close things out. And 5 from inside the 20, that's going to be 4 plays, 41 yards, and an automatic first down. It's down to the 43-yard line. As we jump into play-by-play mode, and Miami playing for pride at this point. Morrall brings the squad up to the line of scrimmage, and 17 on first down. He's going to give it to Hubert Ginn, getting his first action of the game. And 2 stars, 2 stars, going to be 9, and this is stalemate, so there will be no fumble. The red columns here on the bottom is always a fumble opportunity if the defense wins trench control. If it is a stalemate, as it says here, there is no fumble. All right, so Hubert Ginn. And rating of E, that's going to be a 4-yard gain. So down to the 39-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Second and 6, and this will be a run play to Mercury Morris, and 2 stars and 2 stars, another stalemate. Buffalo's run defense has held up very well today against Miami's very potent rushing attack. So 2 on the stalemate there, and 2E is going to be a 5-yard gain though for Morris still. It's going to make it 3rd down and 1. Expect to see Larry Zonka here. And 8, it is indeed Larry Zonka carrying the rock. And again, 6, so it's 1 star on the run, and defense is going to win the trench control battle here with numbers at the line of scrimmage. So 0, that is going to go to Buffalo's normal column, which is a K. So it makes it a little bit tougher for Zonka. And 7K is going to be a 1-yard gain. So we're going to have a measurement, 4th down in inches, or inches past the first down stick. Larry Zonka has not really been a factor in this game at all. So again, we will bring in the measurement, and Buffalo's drive defense is an 8. So 8 or less, they get the stop. More than 8, and they get the stop. 4th down, and Miami, they've got to go for it here. 4th and 1. Buffalo again crowds the line of scrimmage. 10, and this time they're going to try and give it to Mercury Morris off tackle, and roll a 4. Make that a 5 because they're expecting a run. So 1 star, 2 stars, another defensive win. Again off the K column. 5K, and 5K is going to be 2 yards, so Morris barely gets the first down. Fresh set of downs for the Dolphins, as again they're playing for pride at this point. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 30. Morrill brings the squad up, possible penalty, and this is going to be a run play to Mercury Morris once again. And 3 is going to be 2 stars, and 2 stars stalemate. 4E, that's going to be a 4-yard gain for Morris. Let's see if there is a penalty, and Miami gets hit with their first penalty in play-by-play mode at least. That's going to be an illegal formation, 5 yards. Backs them up, 1st and 15. Behind the sticks, going from the 3rd down and 3 to 5 column now. 18, and that's going to be a pass intended for Marv Fleming. And defense is going to get the win. However, it's still going to be complete with the roll of 0. So pass complete to Fleming, and Fleming, rating of K. 8K, and that is going to go for 10 yards. So down to the 25-yard line, going to be 2nd down and 5 for Miami from there. All right, play call for Morrill, and that is going to be 19, another pass. This time it will be intended for Jim Kick. I'm sorry, not Jim Kick. Stowe out of the backfield. So no stars, and it's going to be a defensive win, but that 0 again gives them the completion. And Stowe, he is a big play guy. He is a rating of D. So D0, and that is going to be a 23-yard gain, and that is going to be down to the goal line. We'll roll to see if he got it in or not, and he is stopped just short, but a 23-yard completion. So Stowe, a couple of big plays in this game, and it's going to be 1st and goal from there as the clock is winding down. And 10, they're going to give it to Mercury Morris once again, and this is going to be a defensive win. Off the K chart, and 8K. 4-yard gain. Morris punches it in, and Miami, as the clock reaches 0, actually 17 seconds left, Buffalo will take the kickoff and take a knee and kneel this one out. So Miami started well, but they could not stop Buffalo as Buffalo's offense was clicking. They scored the first 5 times they touched the ball, a field goal and 4 touchdowns. And Miami Had to punt the ball away 4 times, had an interception and a fumble lost, and also a missed field goal. So they were definitely their own worst enemy. Let's do stats now. I'll blow this up a little bit. All right. In play-by-play mode, Kelly was ridiculous. He was silly. 9 for 9 in play-by-play mode. But let's do our Dolphins stats here first of all. And on the day, total yards before we get to individuals. So Miami, they moved the ball a little bit better in the second half. They ended up with a total of 55 plays, 338 yards. Buffalo, 56 plays, 429 yards. And going to our stat helper. So again, the stat helper here, it takes all of the hybrid drives, or if you're playing quick play, it would take all those drives and assigns carries and yardage accordingly. So here we are lacking 6 yards, and you see on the adjustment here, you're going to go to your best ball carrier, so he will get an additional 7 yards, and we balance there. Receivers. Morrill did spread the rock around a little bit, but yeah, it was just a rough day throwing for the Dolphins, especially when they needed one here. And the adjustment here will get him, meaning Mercury Morris, an extra catch with some decent yardage. All right, so that is going to do it for the visitor stats. Let's take a look at them. All right, on the day, Miami. Oh, I forgot. You know what I was missing? I did this wrong, sorry. Big play. So Stowe had the big play, and Stowe was wide receiver 7, so he had that 43-yard catch. And then Mercury Morris will get that adjustment. Whoops. Okay. Now we balance. All right, let's go through the final stats here. So running the ball, Larry Zonka, 10 carries, 43 yards, was not a factor at all in play-by-play. Mercury Morris, 14 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. And Jim Kick, 8 carries, 37 yards and a touchdown. Hubert Ginn, 2 for 8. And Earl Morrill, 1 attempt for 3 yards. In the receiving area, Paul Warfield, 2 catches for 41 yards. Jim Kick, 1 for 4. Harold Twilley, 1 for 15. Benny Briscoe, 1 for 14. Mercury Morris, 1 for 8. Fleming, 2 for 19. Stowe, he was the star, 3 for 89. Mandich, 1 for 6. All right, so let's do Buffalo stats now. Thurman Thomas had a pretty solid day, especially receiving, but he was good all around. They got him some touches. And that's the adjustment there. No big plays, surprisingly, for Buffalo. right, so we have to take. So what you do with these adjustments too, when you need to take away catches or yards, you take them from the lowest rated receivers in terms of touches. And that balances Buffalo out. So let's take a look at Buffalo. Thurman Thomas, 15 carries for 63 yards. Pretty solid day. Davis, 7 for 31. Mueller, 5 for 22. Kelly, 3 for 6. Receiving, Reed, 5 for 83. Thomas, 7 for 82. Thomas was huge out of the backfield. So a total of 22 touches for Thomas and 145 yards total offense. Good day for him. Lofton, 3 for 67. McKellar, 3 for 47. Smith, 1 for 16. And Mueller, 1 for 12. Jim Kelly, 20 of 26. He had a field day with the Miami defense. 307 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that is it. A full-length playthrough, keeping stats here. And again, I'll do most of this testing not keeping stats, but on my beta testing, I do obviously need to keep stats to see how results balance out. But obviously quicker to go through and not have to navigate between extra screens. But we got through it, and again, a very surprising matchup. And I thought that I thought Miami's defense would show better, especially after their first effort against Baltimore. But styles make fights, and Buffalo attacked Miami through the air, even though the Dolphins had a very good pass defense in 72. Kelly just simply shredded them. He was 9 for 9 in play-by-play mode and finished 20 for 26 for the day, again over 300 yards throwing. So that'll do it from Orchard Park. Buffalo 31, 90 Buffalo 31, and 72 Miami 16. Again, hoping to, should have this released for sure by the conclusion of the current pro football season. So all-time great teams come in the base set, and then the 23 season will be released as well. And the Glory Days college football game will also morph into this format, which will make the cards a little bit cleaner and I think, again, a more manageable flow to the game. So thanks for checking this out. Again, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not, and we'll talk to you later. Keep rolling. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. Take care.